Thanks for listening. This is Brian Hurley from Business Performance Improvement. The podcast Lean Six Sigma Bursts are short lessons, comments, Q&A, and insights. If you have a question, send your question through the Anchor app, and we might feature you on a future episode. Or contact me at biz-pi.com. In this podcast, I just wanted to let you know about a new book release that I just helped complete. It's called Lean Six Sigma for Good, Lessons from the Gemba, Real-Life Stories and Experiences written by Lean and Six Sigma volunteers working with not-for-profit organizations. This is volume 2. So there is a volume 1 that came out a few years back. This one's taken a little longer to finish, but we finally got volume 2 complete. Again, this is like a second round of stories from people who have spent time at the Gemba, and they've offered to write up a chapter about the lessons learned and the tools that they've applied working on something that has a social or environmental mission to it. So the idea of the book series was to create books that would allow people to go into an organization as a volunteer with some Lean or Six Sigma background and work with a nonprofit, or for nonprofits who want to learn more about Lean and Six Sigma and they can see examples of how is it applied to other organizations. So if you know somebody like yourself who's interested in maybe helping a nonprofit or a public agency with their Lean or Six Sigma, I think you'll like it. If you know or have contacts with other nonprofits or public sector agencies that might want to learn about Lean and Six Sigma, that would be another great person to tell them about this book. So the best part is that the proceeds from the book will go to the nonprofits that are selected by each of the authors. So in volume 2, we have Joe Wynock and Lynn McCullough about improving thrift store donations. And I'm going to have a link here with some different interviews and podcasts that I've done with some of the authors, so you can get a little glimpse of what they're going to talk about in the book. And the book itself is in paperback format, and it's also in Kindle right now, and then we're working on an audiobook. And their proceeds are going to go to True Community Care, which is where they did their improvement work. Second person is Tim Turner, helping others by following the Toyota way. He has a lot of experience working with Toyota, and he has worked with some of their employee groups. And so he's going to donate his proceeds to Center for Quality People and Organizations, which does a lot of great training for high school and younger students around process improvement. Douglas Cooper is the next one. He's talking about lessons from Liberia, standard work as a foundation for lean practices, and his proceeds are going to go to Mercy Corps. Anita Haveman, she's going to talk about reducing time and complexity in nonprofit accounting, and her proceeds are going to Relay Resources in Portland, Oregon. Steve Bell is talking about a simple framework for complex problems. He's the owner and founder of lean4ngo.org, so check out his website, and that's where his proceeds are going to go to support his website. And that was actually the site that I ran across first that inspired the Lean6Sigma4Good.com website that I set up a few years back. And really that started this book series. I'll also have links to the volume 1 if you want to check that out as well. Next up is Elizabeth Swan. I had a podcast interview with her not too long ago. She talks about leaning into the mission of childcare, and her proceeds are going to go to Cape Cod Children's Place. Then we had Tracy O'Rourke, also someone I had recently on a podcast. She's going to talk about increasing meals per hour with Kitchens for Good in San Diego, and that's where her proceeds are going to go. And finally, we have Joy Mason, also a recent podcast guest I had. She's going to talk about using Six Sigma to address racial equity. Her proceeds are going to go to the Six Sigma Racial Equity Institute that she founded and has been running some great cohorts of yellow and green belt training. So check out the book itself, or if you know somebody who might be interested, please tell them about it or share it with them. I would really appreciate it. And again, this is just a labor of love. We want to get the word out. We want to inspire people like yourself to work with organizations that really, really are doing important work. And also help those organizations see that maybe Lean or Six Sigma could be a way that they could help enhance or improve their operations. Appreciate your time. Thanks. Lean6SigmaDefinition.com has a list of glossary items about popular process improvement terms along with the history of Lean and Six Sigma methods, and key influencers like Dr. Edward Stemming, Henry Ford, Taiichi Ono, Shigeo Shingo, and many more. You can also learn how to access affordable Lean and Six Sigma training and certification. Visit leansixsigmadefinition.com.